Not
We
AI.
are, for now.
For
at
now.
least.
We'll see. Jason and Alicia here with you on this Thursday.
Yes, I'm getting more coffee as we speak, thanks to our producers, John. But I was pouring the coffee in my cup.
It was
That was the most perfect sound I ever heard. I hope the viewers heard it as well as I was. It was like, if you're just joining us right now, yeah, I don't even know what to say. 34 degrees out there right now. It's chilly. We are seeing temperatures around freezing. This is technically a very seasonal morning for us, but this is going to be one of our cooler mornings as we're ready to launch. I think we're going to see lows in the middle 40s or 50 at some point next week for lows. So I think we can almost shed the jackets a week from now. Not the case today because of the winds. We got the winds right now at around 15 to 20 miles per hour. 13-mile-per-hour winds here in the Twin Cities. We're increasing that wind, but it does make it feel like the low 20s. So this is the wind chill. Grab a coat this morning. We'll talk about that big warm-up in your forecast.
All right, thanks, John. And John just talked about the winds. You can see them here. The flag blowing in the wind there. I think that's one of the dealerships in Bloomington. This is 494 where it meets 35W. Yeah, you got the wind, but the good news, the roads are okay this morning. Nothing impacting the roads that are going to slow you down. Here's 35W, Northeast Minneapolis, where it meets Johnson Street. Also moving along just great. We'll take one last peek here. Brooklyn Park, you got a nice sunrise coming up there. And 610 near Noble, looking good. Jason?
Roads looking good out there, Jen. Thank you very much. Turning to our top story here at 6. If you plan on flying out of Terminal 1 at MSP soon, you're going to see some major construction.
In 3 hours, one of the biggest renovations at the airport in nearly 60 years will begin. Cece's there now digging into what this multi-million-dollar facelift will mean for you. Good morning, Cece.
Good morning. Well, first off, this morning, airport leaders will be meeting here in Terminal 1 at 9 this morning just to celebrate the launch of this huge project. So let's get into the details of what will happen here. This project is a $242 million makeover of 6 concourses and 75 gate areas here in Terminal 1. Airport leaders say this project will really improve your journey to your gate. This morning, we'll also be getting an update about other 2024 Terminal 1 projects happening at the same time as this one, so a lot happening here in the coming year. Those projects are working to make check-in and security more efficient, among other things. Now, this multi-year project will be the largest interior renovation of gate areas and concourses here in Terminal 1 since 1962. Guys.
All right, thanks for that update, Cece. Much appreciated. We need to catch you up on a story that's been developing here for the past 4 hours. After 118 days, the Hollywood actors' strike is coming to an end. We're learning the actors' union suspended pickets after reaching a tentative deal with studio executives. The details of the deal haven't been announced just yet, but one of the biggest issues was the use of artificial intelligence. The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers issued a statement saying in part, it's happy a deal was reached and looks forward to the industry returning to work.
A lot of reaction coming in this morning over the third GOP debate that wrapped up in the last 8 hours. The 5 candidates sparred over pressing issues, including abortion access, the economy, border security, and the wars overseas. There are also a lot of personal attacks here, including this one between Nikki Haley and Vivek Ramaswamy after he brought up her daughter's use of TikTok.
Leave my daughter out of your voice.
Your adult daughter. You have her supporters propping her up. That's fine. Here's the truth.
You're just
the easy answer.
Yikes. As for frontrunner, former President Donald Trump, he skipped the debate again and held a rally nearby. The next debate is coming up in Alabama on December 6th. A senior advisor for Trump says he won't attend that one either.
This morning, Trump is celebrating a legal win in Minnesota. A petition to ban the former president from appearing on our state's primary ballot has failed. Here's a breakdown of the ruling.
I'm Morgan Wolf. Minnesota Supreme Court says that former President Donald Trump will be allowed to be on the primary ballots in 2024. A group filed a lawsuit claiming Trump's ineligible due to the 14th Amendment, saying those who engage in an insurrection should not be able to hold office. The court said that Trump has the right to participate in the primary because they are not held by the government, but by political parties. But if he does become the GOP candidate for the general election, then the court would accept another challenge at that time. The court will issue a longer opinion at a later date.
Turning now to our local elections here at 6:05. In Minneapolis, a new makeup of the city council could put a damper on Mayor Frye's future plans for the city. The 13-member council will now be split 8-5 against the more moderate Democrats. All 11 incumbents who ran were reelected, including Council President Andrea Jenkins. She trailed on first choice ballots, but ended up winning by just 38 votes once the second and third choices were reallocated. The two open seats both went to candidates who were leaning more to the progressive side. That means Mayor Frey may face battles on rent control and police reform. And in Golden Valley, Rosalind Harmon is declaring victory in the race for mayor, setting her up to be the city's first ever black mayor. It was a tight race. She won by 26 votes, so her opponent can request a taxpayer-funded recount.
In about 3 hours, a Minneapolis man accused of running an elaborate iPhone theft ring will find out if he's going to be able to stay in this country. In September, Brandon Sue pleaded guilty to 4 counts of receiving stolen property in the operation. As part of the deal, prosecutors say Sue will not face prison time. Instead, he faces possible deportation to China. A judge will make a decision at 9 o'clock this morning.
We want to show you this new video from a few hours ago of a possible chase and crash. This all happened 9:30 last night near the off-ramp of 35W and 18th Street in Minneapolis. So you can see here this vehicle crashing into a railing there. Then after the crash, you can see an officer get out of their patrol car. It's a bit blurry here, but if you look closely, it appears that someone runs away from the passenger side of that car that crashed. We don't know exactly what happened yet, but we have reached out to State Patrol. We're waiting to hear back from them. This morning, a mechanic's garage is destroyed after a fire in a Shakopee salvage yard. This happened a few hours after our Sunrise newscast yesterday morning. Our Sky 11 captured this video of several fire departments at the scene fighting those flames. The Shakopee fire chief tells us the fire started when a mechanic cut a gas line out of a car and then a spark ignited gasoline. Thankfully, all the employees made it out okay.
In just a few weeks, Anoka County will have a new resource for kids and teens in need of mental health supports. And this new facility is unlike any other. Take a look.
I'm Kaya Edwards in East Bethel, where this new long-term youth mental health facility will soon open. Nexus Family Care says this longer-term facility is urgently needed. So starting November 29th, it will provide 40 beds for those ages 10 to 19. The nonprofit says girls will be admitted first due to a statewide need for this type of specialized longer-term mental health care for those with some of the most intense needs.
Just 12 games into the season, the Minnesota Wild are already making moves. About 17 hours ago, the team announced they traded defenseman Kalen Addison to the San Jose Sharks. In return, they get right winger Adam Raska and a 5th-round pick in the 2026 draft. And then just 2 hours later, the Wild completed their swap on defense. They get defenseman Zach Bogosian, hockey names, man, from Tampa Bay. The Lightning get a 7th-round draft pick in 2025. The Wild play the Rangers tonight in New York at 6 p.m.
It's all right.